Well, as usual, I don't really know where the destination is today. So, seems like my go-to practice is just pack for everything. Initial thoughts on the destination are I'm thinking about a beach out near Port Renfrew. And there isn't all that much out there as far as services go. So I thought it best today to at least prepare for self-sufficiency. So we'll see how that goes. Oh yeah. 10 a.m. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad for a day off, Friday. Mental health day. Port Renfrew, BC. Let's go. Sorry? I'm just playing hooky from work today. Yeah, I'm just going for a ride out to Port Renfrew. But yeah, I wish I was going on a trip. I don't know if you can tell from the condensation on my glasses here. Social interactions make me scared. Oh, alright. Now I gotta let my face cool down for a little while so I can't close my visor. Well, as we get underway here, the first thing I'm realizing is I forgot my long socks and I have short socks on, so yeah, no going back now. Alright, make it through. No. Well, a quick intro for all of you guys who haven't seen this this motorcycle or are new here. This is my 2016 BMW R1200GS. I got it new to me about a little over a year ago, and it was my first motorcycle. Learned on this thing, which is quite the process, but ultimately I was very happy I did get it as my first motorcycle, and maybe I'll talk about that a little bit today. If I don't, I'll put out a video on it. Anyways, yes, today, the plan today is to make it out to Port Renfrew, and I think we have a pretty good chance of doing that. Doesn't show any rain in the forecast, which is what I'm most concerned about. However, I did pack my water layers, might you say. I have a shell for my pants as well. And I do have some experience riding in the rain on this thing. I did a trip this last December all the way out to Ucluelet. Yeah, smart Liam, hey? There was snow on the ground through the mountain passes and whatnot, and I had to drive in the ruts to avoid most of the slush and the snow, and it was a learning experience, that's for sure. I learned how incredibly capable this motorcycle is, but also the limitations of the electronics, the ABS, the traction control, etc. And sometimes there are surfaces that, no matter how smart the systems are, there's just no, the surface friction coefficient is non-existent. So you're not going to get any traction. The biggest issue for me, at least, with riding in the rain and having the environment be different from typical riding conditions, is when it's paired with nighttime. On that trip, actually, when I was driving back to Victoria from Ucluelet, I came back a little bit later. I wanted to give it time to warm up in the morning, and because I did that, I don't know, it's a 5-hour drive. I left towards 11, and it's December, so You know what that means. It's getting, you know, it's darkening at 3, 4 p.m. Oh, come on, say hi. No! Early guys, right? Just joking, love you. Anyways, darkening 3 or 4 p.m. and, you know, of course it's a 5-hour drive. I'm gonna take a bum rest or two, grab some food, fill up gas, etc. You know, early days of learning to motovlog as well, so finicking with the camera equipment. It all takes time, and so I find myself in the rain, as one does in December, or, you know, the island, and on the Malahat, which is arguably one of Canada's sketchiest highways. You know, cliffside, tight lanes, no barriers at points. And it's dark, pitch black, and it's raining. And I learned there that is something I never want to do again. With the water that comes on your visor and refracts the light of the oncoming traffic, it becomes like you're in a snow globe. You got so much going on, it's hard to make anything make sense. I just found myself focusing on the brake lights of the person in front of me. You know, and I would have pulled over, but this highway, it doesn't have any, this highway I was on, it doesn't have anywhere safe to pull over. There's effectively no shoulder, and the little shoulder that there is, people can't see the lines on the ground. Anyways, that was a long tangent too. It might rain today because it is, well, we're in the Pacific Northwest, and what do you expect? Nice, very nice, Liam. First try. Oh, what a good sound. It is a lot of fun to drive this road, but that's when you're driving the road. When you're sitting in bumper to bumper traffic with a sport bike and you're starting to overheat, the legs are getting cooked. Ain't no such fun. Alright, 81 kilometers. What's our range here? We got 120 kilometers of range. Alright, well, we can make it there. I don't think there is a gas station there though, so that means gas first. Well, we made it to Souk. And I got a Chevron. And look at the price on this too. That's not even that bad, eh? Card is only valid for use inside. Let's put you away somewhere safe, eh? Ah, no. Sploosh. Gas is quite the corrosive, so we want to get that cleaned up right away. Alright, let's get out of here. Preferably ahead of the traffic. For coast and neutral. Oh, bad boy. Neutral. That was a loud sound. It's Within Spit over there. That's a very good walk. If anybody actually watches this, Within Spit over here in Souk. Huge long peninsula, sandbar. Very nice. Check the wind though. It is exposed. These day trips are about generating contrast. Contrast from my everyday life. And why contrast? Well, I don't want to say like, I don't know. I have a very good job. I have a very good life. I'm, very appreciative of the life I get to live. Well, the days just really blend together, and so the more contrast you can make with these little getaways, these vacations, these trips, the more they stick out, and the more it kind of like, earmarks the beginning and end of chapters, might you say, life chapters. And right now with the personal stuff that I'm dealing with, I'm certainly you know, beginning a new chapter. So, anyways, that's a little need statement, value proposition for being out here today. On top of the fun of, you know, just getting out for a ride. There's a lot that Jordan River offers, actually, which we're about to pull through. It's one of the small communities here on the way to Port Renfrew. It used to be a lot larger. I can't remember what the industry was. I think options are slim. Fishing village, lumber, likely one of those two. Anyways, there have been a lot of derelict buildings here. Some just right along the road. When I was young, I may or may not have gone and explored them. When I say young, I mean like 5-6 years ago. Anyways, beautiful views here. The beaches are kind of stony, but people regularly come out here for surfing because you get pretty decent access to the waves rolling in off the Pacific. Tide is quite low right now, so you got to be careful on the barnacles out there. But there's a campground that's right around the corner here, right there, and yeah, it's really nice. You get oceanfront sights. The one thing you do have to be careful of is the weather. Since you do, you know, you're exposed to the Pacific, you get the nice waves. That means you also get the wind, so you got to be careful of that. All right, this on the corner is the Cold Shoulder Cafe. They make really good food, really good sandwiches and whatnot, but it is very expensive. I think it's the only option here, so, you know, you pay for luxury, plus they have an automatic monopoly, so they just can. Anyways, passing Jordan River, that kind of, there ain't much left between here and Port Renfrew. We got 38 kilometers to go, so we'll truck through, and I don't know, it's coming up on 12 here. We're going on Botanical Beach. Very nice, kind of beach. Excellent choice. Excellent choice. You'll have a lovely time there today. Anyways, look at this, eh? This is what we call clear cutting. It's taking every single tree in the area. Bikers up here. We'll get prepped. Their vehicle. Alright, well, I consider that mission success. I think we passed him. Man, looks like there's actually a big fog bank out there. That might mean it is quite chilly at the beach I want to go to. And now, Port Renfrew. We have made it. Plan right now is to go on to the pub, grab some food, and yeah, I don't know. We are essentially there now, so I should actually start deciding what I'm going to do. Yeah, I don't know. I see enough blue sky. I want to go try the beach, so I think I'm going to do that. Take you guys along, obviously. So I can rant and rave to you and complain to you and, you know, do all the usual things. School days, I think that's it today, isn't it? Let's see. If they turn right, they're going to the loop. And if they're going to the pub, then that's semi-problematic because, well, they're not doing the loop. So they're probably going to the pub or getting some sort of food. But now it's going to look like I'm following them, so you got to keep that in mind. But I think I'm not leaning towards going to the pub. I think I am leaning towards, there's this one, like, I don't know, kind of mom and pop shop around the corner here. They have absolutely excellent sandwiches, and I think I want to stop there and grab something, and then I'll pack it down to the beach with me and maybe do a little bit of reading. That big kind of beach you could see back there out to the right, kind of curving off to the left there, further you go, that is the Pachidat Beach. It's actually a beautiful beach, lots of sand. It's got interesting bar formations as well with the waves, because this whole inlet here is directly exposed to the Pacific, so you get some interesting wave action. There's also a river that runs out, so the water here is kind of brackish. It makes for a very interesting area, and I don't know, to me it looks like the fish love it by the amount of the fishermen. Oh, here's our stop. Woo. Made it. Oh man, I ain't getting stuck in walls. Alright. Let's call it there. Covered in bug, eh? I hope the lens is a bit cleaner on the action camera there. That sucks with the bugs. You know, you can't see from the little preview you get on the screen if it's all dirty, so I guess I gotta stop more often. Check. Alright, coast is clear. Send it. We've had some pretty big winds this season in this area, and they had to close some trails. One of ours called the Juan de Fuca Trail. They had to close sections of it. Let's get a suspension. Yeah, there we go. They had to close certain sections because there was too much deadfall. There was a risk to life apparently in some of these sections, and of course, I just wanted to set out for a trip, and you know, I find I like solving problems, and so adventure involving solving problems. I didn't check to see whether this would actually be one of the closed trails, so on my way, because it is a bit of a trek to Botanical Beach from the parking lot, so we shall certainly see. 15, that must be the parking lot. GPS kind of confirms it here. Okay. Botanical Beach. Inside is closed. Service entrance. Okay. Decent amount of parking. Oh yeah, lots of parking. Okay, we'll find a little place to pull over. Unpack. Let's see here. I forget where the actual trailhead is. Is it over here? Yeah, why don't we go with that one? All right, we have made it. I gotta say, like, the mom and pop shop that stopped at, it's very nice people. I had a little conversation with them. I was grabbing the food, but the burrito, very underwhelming in size. Maybe the taste is gonna be a little different. Off the coast here, there is something called a whistle buoy, and I don't think I'll be able to get eyes on it today. Maybe ears if we get down to the beach, hear it a bit better. But whistle buoys are commonly used here on the west coast because we get so much fog, and a lot of vessels, particularly in this area, you have like small fishing craft, etc. Not all of them have radar, and sometimes, even the, boats don't have GPS systems either. And so having whistle buoys placed, near rocks and other, potential places where you could foul your prop, damage your boat, come up on shore is it's really important, and it's quite useful. They're very relatively low maintenance and self-powered just by the action of the waves, which is quite nice. So you can put them everywhere. It's been a little while actually since I've hiked this trail. I was at the Botany Bay, I think that's what it's called. I don't know, last year. But didn't make it over to the beach, so let's see what it has in store for us. Natural bonsai trees. Sitka spruce stay small because of the extremely harsh environment. That makes sense. Sure, why don't we check them out, eh? Come on. Look this way. Oh yeah, this is the view we came here for. Let's see. Oh yeah, there are the bonsai trees. But yeah, look at all this volcanic. There's kind of the bay we came from is kind of over there. There's another little guy here. Everybody just kind of hangs out. Nice little spot. Traversing the this rock here can be pretty dangerous, so might find my way back to the trail here. See if we can make it to the beach over here. I think that might be the goal. Oh, now these are fun. Kind of a bit of local knowledge with all of our trails here in BC, and particularly on the island. Those rounds usually come from clearing deadfall on these trails, and it's cool to see the maintenance staff reusing them as little stepping stones over marshy areas. I particularly like it because boardwalks are just a little bit too easy. But also with the rounds being on end, you have the end grain going right into the soil there. And so they soak up a lot of the water in the marshy areas very quickly. And that's quite nice because it means they degenerate quickly. Not saying I don't like them there, but it kind of gives back to the environment in which the tree originally fell, and kind of does nature's natural cycle much more quickly than, stairs like this, or, pressure treated wood, etc. So, I don't know. They're just my favorite. And I used to see them a lot more when I was a kid, so maybe it is a bit of an emotional throwback for me as well. Yeah, cool to see them on the trail. I think this is going to be it. How's it going?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Isn't it? It's lovely. Alright. Enough. Take a look. Now this, I think, is Botanical Beach, the proper beach. I'm a little bit unsure. But, oh, look at that. You got some rock formations out here doing the nice sea spray.
let's find a place to hunker down for a little bit. Take it all in. That looks like a good sitting log. Maybe a little spiky actually. That's pretty convenient. I wonder who put that there. Dig out the shoes. Burrito. Still warm. Not bad. Must be the toque. And new book day. Thank you, Dad. Alright. We got lots of egg, a little bit of potato, lots of egg. Very good. Very good. If you listen real closely, actually, you can hear that whistle blowing. I think I actually also see it on the horizon. I'll give you a little shot of it. The wind's blowing almost the perfect direction, actually, to get the sound. I wouldn't have noticed it on the horizon without the sound. That's really cool. I love that. Do you guys want a photo together? Okay. I have spent way too long reading. And by the looks of it, yeah, it is nearly 3, so I gotta get boogieing. I think the plan, as it continuously evolves here, I'm gonna try to do the rest of the loop trail. It's looking really nice over there, so I'm gonna try to get it in. The tide is coming in, however, so I am fairly uncertain what will be accessible and what won't be. But we're gonna play it safe, not take the beach. We're gonna take the trail. Because normally you can access the trail from the beach and walk the whole beach around, but I am on my own and I don't have an inReach, so I'm gonna play it safe today. And yeah, I don't want to get stranded. I still want to have a good time and be able to get home. So yeah, see you by the beach. Hey beach, it's been real. Let's go. Oh, see that there? That is where the old-time loggers would slice into these old trees here and put their springboards on, and they'd stand on top of the springboard so that they could cut it there. It's yeah, this could be first growth, one of these nice old trees. Real piece of history these are. Okay, status update. We are, I don't know, probably about 60% the way through the trail. And yeah, well, we'll see where we end up. But it is now around 3 p.m. and gotta start making our way back. It's gonna be about an hour and a half, 2 hours ride, maybe slightly more. And yeah, I have to deal with the traffic on the way back. It's a nice view, hey? I really like all the stone mixed in together, sandstone and the other types of stone. It's a good look. I think that there, though, I recognize it. This is the end of the Juan de Fuca trail. Yeah, here it is. So it's all sectioned off here. But yeah, I guess that marks the end of the trail here, or at least the Juan de Fuca trail, which means we are out of beach and ocean. This is now a coastal wilderness trail back to the parking lot and back to the motorcycle. Yeah, let's kick it. All right, so just did a quick search. Luckily, I still have downloaded maps so I can check times and routes and everything. It's actually just over 2 hours back to my home, the fastest way, and the rest of the loop ride is about another 25 minutes on top of that. So, of course, gonna do the loop instead of the back, off from the out and back. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Nice. Back at the parking lot. Here's that trail I was talking about before. The Juan de Fuca trail in red here goes all the way along. I think it's between this section here, between like Botanical Beach and where was it? I heard it was between Botanical Beach and Sombrio. There were some big issues. Hey, come on, snap. Nice. And then you come to me. Let's get out of here. Hey, you see that? You see that? New camera angle. You're welcome. Whoop. Let's get out of here. 6. So I can get home. Alright, that's not too bad. Like they are. That's cruise. Oh yeah. Feel the breeze.
take it in for a second and cool off. Oh yeah. And bring you guys along. If anybody even watches, you know, if you are watching, if you made it this far in the video, wow, please, you're the best. I hope you know that. But I also hope this is it's doing something for you. I know it certainly is for me. It's doing a lot for me. It's really healing. Now this is where we turn off to go see the rest of the loop. Entrance to the Pachidat area, I believe, or at least the Pachidat area campground, which is the beach here. And this huge bridge. Oh, look at the kids. And go for a jump. I thought he was giving me a wave. Yeah, you can see, like, so people will, you know, kind of camp out along here on the whole beach. You can have a bunch of friends together, lots of areas to park up here. You can see a couple boats taking shelter. It is pretty darn exposed, so it's, you know, you gotta have a lot of anchor road. So everything on the right hand side here is a river for the next while. It runs up to a lake called Fairy Lake. There's a recreation site there, which is pretty cool. It's a paid recreation site campground, which is surprising. Not all of them, and I'd say most of them aren't unpaid, but this one's managed a little bit, so you gotta pay for it. But it's not all that bad. I think it's $8-10 a night per party or something. These whoops here. This is when I'm glad I have the nice suspension on the GS. These roads take a lot of abuse. They, you know, a lot of deadfall from crashing down the roots of these big trees and push things up, and they get logging truck use as well. So those guys, you know, carrying lots of big loads, got lots of rocks in their tires too. Just chews up the road. It also, this road, it sees quite a bit of snow in the winter. So, you know, this goes and settles in and breaks things up. It's a pretty good condition. I think there's the wreck site there. So there's a lake over here. I think we're briefly going to be able to see it. There's like a log with a little tree growing out of it or something. I can't remember. So yeah, there's a lake. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's the log with the tree. Yeah, you can see a little guy there. Cute. So yeah, it's a lovely little lake. There's like some floats down on the other side. Some logs you can go swim out to. Very nice. Boat launch here, I believe. Yeah, less than 5 horsepower, I think. Or maybe it might be electric trolling only. I can't remember. But yeah, lovely little spot to meet your buddies for the weekend, do a little bit of camping. The important thing to know about these wreck sites is everything is first come, first serve. So you can't book them. And on weekends, particularly in the summer, they can fill up. And they'll fill up on your Friday night. Everybody's hustling out there after work, or try to get a few hours off in the afternoon. And so if you can be a cheeky little devil and take Friday off, maybe get up there Thursday night, you can typically have a pretty good choice for spots. narrow sections. Yeah. So we're kind of like on the side of a cliff here down there. You can see it. So they didn't want to have to make this double car wide, just 1.5 car wide. I guess and that's probably 1 car wide. Welcome to Cowichan Lake. It's a, I don't know, smaller town on Cowichan Lake, might you see. You can kind of see from the GPS here. They do have a little bit going on. It's kind of like a second home, sort of a little bit of a retirement community here on the lake. When I was young, I used to grab inner tubes and float down this river. I'd jump off that very bridge, climb up in my swim shorts, my undies, and just jump off the bridge and continue to float for another hour and a half. Water flows to our right here. Sleepy little town. This is it. Another really nice highway here, actually. I might put my earplugs in, actually. I'm feeling Well, just stopped for a little break here on the Malahat Highway, nearly home. Give the little Tucci a rest. Been making a really good time. Traffic hasn't been all that bad. Excuse me. So yeah, let's trundle on. The best views are yet to come for this particular highway. So, maybe you'll like it. Let's show ya. You gotta be careful here, it's a bit blind. There we go. And the merge onto the highway is a little bit interesting. You get your own lane. Alright, let's get tucked in here. These guys even Good chat. Oh, Tenere. That's what I want to try next. Alright, make some room. Lemurs coming in. You can kind of see on the GPS here, there's a big inlet on the island here. Let's see, can I show you? What? About? Yeah, kind of hard to see. Anyways, this whole everything, all the water going all the way down here. The entrance to the ocean is up there, and so this whole thing is a very protected inlet. There are a lot of marinas in here. Excellent hiking on the other shore there too, because you're protected from all the breeze, the Pacific breeze, and you get a bit of a thermal too, actually, which is nice, kind of from the land, and then sucked up over the little inlet here, which is quite nice. These power lines or whatever they are fascinating. When I was a kid, how they come up through the valley this way and then go right across with all the weights. Like in storms, they must just get I don't know what those guys were. Maybe cops. They didn't have a good number. Anyways, in storms, those things just frickin' take off with the swing back and forth. Wonder how they keep them from, having too big of a shock load. Yes, it's been a day. Ah, yes. Give me the love. Well, see if we can get you the view. Bit of a view. Anyways, it is highway all the way back home and city. So, thanks for coming for the trip today. If you made it this far, and for listening to my rants and complaints. I have many, and there will be many more. So if you did enjoy it, maybe hit the subscribe. I'll gather my act a little bit better and present more coherently, I'm sure, in the future as I learn. So, thanks a bunch. I appreciate your time. Catch you on the next ride.